What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is the season finale for Growing Up Hip Hop, season 5, episode 23. Sorry it's so late, but so we pick up this episode where we left off. We got the whole situation between JoJo and Twixt at the shoe store at the event. And again, at the end of the day, I really think it came down to Twixt was having a bad day, and something that JoJo normally would have said that wouldn't have pissed him off just hit him. Sometimes it just happens. You're in a bad mood, and something that I said to you 500 times that didn't bother you before, it just hit you wrong. It hit different. And I really believe that's what happened. And later on in the episode, we see where Twixt and JoJo do talk. And they both apologize to each other, and that's what they said. And they said at the end of the day, it was brothers. And brothers are going to fight. We've known each other for years. We both had a bad day. It just got played out on, it was played out on TV because we were on a TV show, and it just was what it was, and we're done. We've moved on, and it's good. We're good. So I'm glad to see that because I really like Twixt, and I really like JoJo, and I hated to see if anything had gone down with them. I really would have hated to see it go left with them because I like both of them. Then we see, oh Lord, what? Okay. I'm trying to think what I want to talk about first. Okay. Okay. So then let's talk about Angela and Bow Wow. So Angela did the clothes for Bow Wow's tour, and we have a whole lot of scenes with the two of them flirting with each other. So here's what I'm going to say about that, because I'm really not going to put a whole lot of time or energy into it because of a couple of reasons. One, I don't know if it's real or if it's just, they just replaced Romeo with Bow Wow with the whole who gonna flirt with Angela thing. I do think that they have feelings for each other. I do think that they love each other, and I do think it runs deep. Like Angela said, I've known them, since I was a teenager, and we've shared a lot of experiences and a lot of this. I still think Bow Wow was her first, but that's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, it sounds like Angela is interested in maybe seeing if they could try to make it happen. She said she would go on tour with him, and that kind of stuff. I feel like she was being a little receptive to it. But again, like I said, I don't really want to put a lot of weight into the whole situation because I don't know if it's part of a storyline or if it's real or not. I really don't. So I'm not interested in doing a whole long song and dance about the whole thing. But so then we have TT's boyfriend, whose name escapes me now. But he had reached out to Tyron, and he said that he's interested in proposing to TT. And he takes Tyron with him to the jeweler. A real jeweler, not the pawn shop. And don't get me wrong, y'all. It ain't nothing wrong with going to the pawn shop if that's what you can afford. Like, let me not. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm trying to shame Sam because he got the jewelry from the pawn shop. But anyway, and so he got a nice ring for TT, and he's going to propose to her. He's talking to Tyron about it, but it's a surprise. He don't want her to know. He's not going to tell her about it and everything. And so we're happy about it. I'm happy for TT because, she was feeling some kind of way about, being pregnant with no man, or at least not being married, So I'm happy for it. So we're going to get to that. We'll get to that a little bit later on. We see... Do we see Vanessa again? Vanessa... No? Okay. No, that was last episode. Because this, y'all, I watched this a week ago. I should have rewatched it again before. But TT's boyfriend decides he's going to propose. They're at the photo shoot that they're doing for the publicity for the show, like doing the photo shoot, doing the stuff for the show. And he said, because TT will already be in full makeup and glam, that way he knows who he's dealing with. Okay. He was talking about how the ring had to be perfect. He was talking about, because the jeweler was like, well, this diamond has like a little, it has a little imperfection in it. He was like, but it's not really noticeable. Her boyfriend was like, she'll notice. Let's not do that one. She'll notice. And Tyron was like, yeah, she'll notice. And so he was saying, I wanted to propose And that way she'll be in full, makeup and everything, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about trying to trick her or figure out, get her to get in makeup or whatever. So I was like, that was a slick way of making sure that she looked her best for it. So they started calling the whole cast down so they could be there to kind of witness it, to see what was going on. He also flew her mom in. She doesn't know her mom is there either. And so, of course, TT was shocked, and he proposed to her. He got down on one knee. The whole cast is standing there. It was really a sweet moment. And I'm sure that they edited this way. Well, no, they didn't edit it this way. When he asked her, she kind of hesitated. And the only reason why I know they didn't edit it that way, because even he said, it took you a long time to answer. So I was like, okay, they didn't edit that. Like, she really did hesitate. Now, I don't know what the hesitation was, TT, because you've been saying that that's what you want. So I don't know what the hesitation was. But it was a beautiful moment. And of course, Egypt is feeling some kind of way, because she was like, so all of this was going on and I didn't know nothing about it. She had two emotions. The first emotion was, oh, so when it was my turn, everybody knew before me, and they were going behind my back to try to sabotage my moment. But now that it's on them, it's all a secret, and I don't know nothing. Then there was a different side of her that was like, wow, like I feel some kind of way, because a year ago I would have been in on it. Like a year ago, I would have helped plan all of this. I would have known this whole moment. And so again, it's just a reminder that the two of them are just not as close as they once were, And when it's over with, the boyfriend, rented out down at the restaurant that's in walking distance of where the studio was, for them to kind of have lunch and all of that. And it's all decorated. She said, I do, all that kind of stuff. And that's when her mom came in. And of course she lost it, because she had no idea that her mom was in town. And, that was just the icing on the cake. And it was really, really sweet. But now she invited, Tyron invited Egypt, not Egypt and Sam, but Egypt. And Egypt's thing was, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, thank you for the invitation, but if Sam is not invited, then I don't want to go, because Sam wouldn't do that to me. He wouldn't leave me to go spend time with his family just because his family did not like me. Like, he wouldn't do that. And again, I see it from Egypt's side. Like, again, I don't like Sam, and I don't think Sam mean her any good. However, that is her man. And if it were my situation and it was my husband who wasn't welcome in my family member's house, then we just wouldn't go. Like, I'm not going to go somewhere that my husband is not welcome. I mean, I know they're not married, but y'all understand what I'm saying? So I understand where Egypt was coming from, to say, hey, I want to come and celebrate this moment with you. But if Sam is not welcome, then I don't know I don't know what I'm going to do, But Egypt, you're just going to have to accept the fact that as long as you're with Sam, you and TT's relationship will never be what it was, because she just don't see it for Sam. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, that is just how she feels, and she has a right to how she feels. And especially on her special day, she definitely has a right to have the person there that she wants there. Like, that's just how it is. Now, eventually, Sam and Egypt show up, but by the time they get there, TT and them are actually leaving the restaurant. They're actually done, and TT doesn't acknowledge Sam at all. Like, she don't acknowledge Sam is there. She acknowledges Egypt. She talks to Egypt, but she don't even acknowledge it. Now, the other thing I kind of forgot was they called Pep while they were there. And Pep was like, oh, I heard, so it is true, which means that Egypt texted or called Pep. And Pep, that means Pep ain't know either. Pep was out of the loop too. And Pep was like, TT just really needs to let this whole thing with Egypt and Sam go. No, she don't. She does not like Sam. And like TT said, this man was on TV talking shit about me, lying on me, telling stories about me that were not true. So no, I don't need to get over it. And from that, because the thing is you talk shit about Sam and Sam talk shit about you. But Sam did tell everybody that you was in love with Egypt, and you was in love with him, and that you did certain things to try to turn him on or entice him. And that is taking it to a point that I'm with you, that if you can't forgive it and you can't accept it, then honey, I accept that as well. So no, you're just going to have to accept the fact that it just is what it is until somebody says uncle. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was pretty much the finale. They did this whole thing with Angela and Bow Wow and his tour starting up, and but again, it was just a whole nother scene with them flirting with each other. And like I said, it's cute. I just don't know how real it is, so I don't want to invest too much energy into it, child, because we know Angela be pulling stunts, child. We know Angela be pulling stunts. Anyway, that was pretty much it. I'm not really sure if there's gonna be another season and what that's gonna look like. Cause hell, half the cast and quit the damn show. It seemed like, I mean, they said that Egypt and Sam. Well, they said Sam didn't get his. They said Sam got fired. Egypt quit. And somebody else they said quit. Who else did they say quit? Well, we know Romeo and them quit. But I think they said somebody else quit the show. So anyway, we'll see what happens for the next season. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Now, it looks like they're not going to do like a regular season of Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. It looks like they're going to do some sort of like quarantine type situation. I'm not doing all that. Y'all can catch it next week. Entertaining it. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.